Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Beertastic Voyage. My name's Kevin.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Justin.
And we are back in the cozy confines of Studio 1A for another episode. It's been a week or two since we've got together.
Yeah. Well, we recorded like 8 episodes.
It was at least 43.
Yeah.
In advance of the birth of my son. So
Yep. Who is here now?
yes,
Hooray! Give him a big round of applause for welcome, Kara.
Welcome, buddy.
yes, my wife is happy to have him out.
Yes.
I'm sure you are as well.
Womb ejection successful.
Yeah, he executed womb escape protocol.
Right. Yes.
So, now that we can sit down and drink more beers, it's time to build back up the kitty a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, it should be rather interesting given my sleep deprivation.
It's like you're an episode ahead of us. It's great.
I know.
Yeah, Mark's basically on episode 2.
Right.
Without any of the tasty beer.
So today we are going to a Long Island, a veteran of the Long Island craft scene, Blue Point Brewing Company.
Yes, so for those of you who have lived under a rock, Blue Point Brewing has been around since 1998 when Mark Burford and Pete Cotter apparently decided to get together and create what is now, it's the largest brewery on Long Island, without question.
Yeah.
It's a little unfair.
Yeah, I don't think you have to.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to do much research to feel that.
No, it's a little unfair considering, but
Greenport is
Substantial as well.
yeah.
Oh, very. That was the only one that I thought would be close, but I've been,
Right, and that's
yeah.
only until their refit of the Dowling building.
No,
Briarcliff,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
is completed.
yes. So to skip forward, they've been extremely successful, and 3 years ago, sold to AV InBev for a tidy sum, which is great for them. And some people might be like, well, you guys are about craft beer and local Long Island beer. Why would you talk about a company that's owned by AV InBev? And honestly, when we first started the podcast, that was something we discussed, and we weren't going to do Bellport. So. Blue Point. Yeah, Jesus, I'm pretty tired.
We already had an episode on Belfort.
We did them, and we will we will again. Sorry, at Blue Point. And the reason why is because they're really it's kind of two different things. You have the beers you get from the local distributors like Toasted Lager, which you can get in all 50 states, and then you have the tasting room that they have, which I was at for the first time today, and it's entirely different. There are a ton of things you can only get there, and it's like going to a local brewery. In addition to that, they're very friendly to the rest of the craft beer on Long Island. They have a big craft beer festival and everything, so we felt like it was still appropriate to sample their wares and just let you know about another place you can go and have an interesting taproom experience.
Well, like Chris Dolan, who's one of the brewers there, is an active member of Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts. So
Right, exactly.
And they've done, I think, what was it, 1 year, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, they did they brewed one of the winning runs on one of the out there.
Yes, yeah, they've done a
So
couple
they're
of them.
still involved in the
no, they are
in
very
the
much
scene. So it's
yeah,
not
they're
that
very
they
much
completely cut
involved
it off,
in
but
the local beer scene and community as a whole.
right. So
Yeah, they also, in addition to that, they, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh my God. Well, this is fun to listen to, guys.
train of thought went through the tunnel.
Yeah, it did. So, it'll come back to me at some point, but I was amazed at the board. There were a lot of options, actually. I should have counted beforehand, but while we're talking, I'll let everybody know how many.
Multitasking.
Yes, but
You read it off, Mark and I will count. We'll make it like an improv show.
perfect. That's fine. So, I'm sure you'll count out loud, too.
Absolutely.
All right.
Am I Wayne Brady?
Are you gonna cut a bitch?
So, of course, they have Toasted Lager on tap.
1!
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I'm the only one here wearing headphones.
Wait, Kevin, you count. I'll laugh.
Okay. Good.
Holy
We're
shit.
track.
There's going to be a lot of counting. So there's something called Project 9 Line.
2.
I'm not sure what that is. We come to the first one we're going to drink today, which is the Ernst Panadi Russen. There's an umlaut over the U. That is a Bavarian, I believe it's Bavarian wheat, but I'm not sure. It's definitely a wheat beer. The British Golden Ale,
4.
which I sampled while I was
4
there.
beers.
Delayed, which is really interesting. That's a beer that they made for the Long Island Railroad.
Right at the beginning of the summer.
5 beers.
For the all the shit.
Summer construction that they're
Yeah,
doing.
on the switches near
Yeah,
Jamaica.
I believe that's a lager. I'm not 100% sure, or a pale ale, one of the two. They're blueberry ale, which you can get all over the place.
Is that 6? I
Yeah,
think
it
that's
is.
6.
Yeah.
You took a while there. I almost lost 6.
They have an oyster stout,
7.
which I think you can get in other places too, but they have an armchair nitro stout.
8.
The oyster stout I know gets canned. So
Okay.
That does see distribution.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is theirs or not, but there's a Virtue Cider Michigan Brute.
9. Possibly 9.
This is definitely there. I don't know if it's theirs. A Mosaic Session IPA.
10.
That's definitely one of
Yeah,
the
that's one of their big ones.
IPA Citrus Plunge. There's an IPA Prop Stopper.
11.
12.
12. I can't count.
Then there's a new IPA that I know that I believe Chris Dolan was involved in brewing, the Hazy Bastard. Obviously, a New England style IPA.
10 plus 3.
13. Their Winter Ale.
14.
The second one we're going to be having today is the Coconut Oatmeal Brown.
15 beers.
Then there's a Coconut Doppelbock.
16 beers. This is all on the board?
Yes.
This is insane.
Imperial Stout with cherries.
17 beers.
And then they have something called the Nice List, which is a cranberry wheat wine.
What was that one? 18 beers.
They have rum barrel aged oyster stout as well.
19 beers.
Yeah. So
One more? Is there one more?
No, there isn't. Unfortunately.
19 beers. That's crazy.
Yes.
No, that really is. Like,
It's
even
nuts.
for any brewery, like, I feel like we can go around, you don't find 19 different
No, there's
beers.
so many tap handles stacked next to each other, and I didn't know. It was really, I would, especially for someone like me that's like ADD when they go to a tap room, and I don't have the same thing twice.
Right.
This is like heaven. I could just sit there, and I mean, I'm not going to have 20 beers, so there's no way I run out. And there's so many different styles.
So if you go on a weekend vendor, you can have a new beer every.
Yeah, exactly. If I try to recreate the Cask Festival just by myself, I can.
Well, I mean that was one day. I said a weekend vendor.
Oh, okay, true.
Be a good weekend better.
All right. So yeah, and the reason why I read those off is anyone who was paying attention past the first 4 or 5, or past your eardrums blown out by Kevin. I'll try to fix that in post.
Your technical wizardry knows no bounds, my friend.
I'm sure.
I
Yeah, exactly.
have confidence in you.
Thank you, free software. So the reason I read them off is just to show everybody the breadth of different beers that are there, and also just the number. If you're into IPAs, there's 4 different ones you can have while you're there too. So with that, why don't we, Mark? Can you prepare our
What's
first
the first one
beer?
we're going with again?
It is the I cannot say this. Enspinati Rusin. Which, when I first looked at the board, I'd never seen that word before, Rusin. I don't know why. I didn't.
So it's R
U
U with an umlaut
SSEN.
EN. Yeah, okay.
It is a wheat beer. I believe it's a Bavarian style wheat beer. I sampled everything that we've gotten. I had a sample while I was there. I sampled a couple of other things as well. So I'm definitely interested to see what you guys think. I'm not flying blind on this one for once.
Yeah. It's got a light gold color. Good. White, good, pretty decent head on there.
Yeah, the head was persistent on the sample too. The sample was standard 4-ounce sample, and it was
Very citrusy aroma.
Yeah, I get citrus, maybe like apricot in the nose.
yeah,
Apricot,
peach apricot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested. What do you think, Mark? You just took a sip.
Honestly, it doesn't taste like a whole lot.
Yeah, it's very light.
You get a little stone fruit forward.
Yeah.
That's the
But then,
that's the apricot kind of. Apricot always kind of borderlines that.
Yeah, but it's just gone as soon as I swallow. Like there's no lingering flavor or action across my palate.
See, that stone fruit stays around for me with the apricot. It's definitely apricot for me. It stays around, but apricots is one of the things I don't like. I love it in this, but I think I'm very sensitive to that flavor, and I know you, especially with the stone fruit peach and stuff like that. You like peaches.
I like apricots too. Yeah.
What apricots? So I think that maybe that might just be the difference in our palate. What's the tiebreaker over here?
Oh, I'm a big fan of apricots.
Yeah.
apricots, especially dried apricots, that's one of those ones that like I will eat the entire tray of, and then suffer later because I ate that much fruit. But
I enjoy them, but I won't eat them by themselves. But like as an accoutrement to like a cheese plate.
Ooh, very nice fancy words there.
You can see how proud you were about the word while you were saying it.
Well, no, I only use that word in relation to cheese plates. This is the only time that I pull out accoutrement.
I'll keep that in mind.
No, it's really light, and
I think it's like a really good Blue Moon, like really good.
Yeah, this is what that's supposed. It's
very
Blue Moon
with the orange without the orange.
Yeah, they make the blue. I understand where you're going with that. As I understand it, when they brew Blue Moon, they do have orange peel in there.
Yeah.
And that's why when you serve with the orange wedge, it like really accentuates it a little bit. I'd be interested to know if they put any kind of fruit in here, but I think that it really just comes from maybe the type of wheat that they use and whatever hop. Do we know any info on like what hops or ABV or anything like that?
I got ABV.
All right.
So it's 20 IBUs and the ABV is 4.7. So you can just drink this shit.
Yeah, this is a
it
all
definitely
day
is
drinker.
light and sessionable, but it's just not very interesting to me.
Oh man, I love this.
I'm gonna agree that it's light and it's definitely light and sessionable. I might pair it with spicy food to clean things up, or rich food. If you want something to kind of clean the palate off a little bit, but it doesn't really have the intensity of the hops to really scrub the palate like you might want. But I don't know, for just regular drinking, it's not a bad beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Mark in the sense that it's not super special.
Yeah, like I drink a pint of this, no problem, but that's gonna be my rating. It's a pint. Like after that pint, I'm gonna be like, all right, I need something else. Like something a little more going on.
You want something that attacks your palate a little more?
I don't know if that's
Maybe not
the
attack,
right way to say it, but
intrigues his palate a little more, or challenges his palate a little more. I don't know.
or it just warrants like
A little more attention.
some more contemplation on the actual enjoyment of it. Like this is just like I'm drinking.
I would like to see
I can't really taste it.
This
but
would
I'm
be a
drinking.
good party beer.
Yeah, I think that. Well, I mean, I know what you're saying. I think this would be a beer that you could put a chili in pretty good too.
Yeah, very good with the chili in
Yeah,
here. But like this is a beer that like you can bring to Taylor and he'd be like, oh, it's really good. I'm like, drink it.
Yeah, I think you could pass this beer off to a lot of people and they would enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be a bomber. For me, the flavors, the stone fruit apricot flavor is very powerful. It's it stays in my palate in a good way. For me, it is very interesting, mostly because it's not a flavor that I seek out very often. So when I like it, it's surprising to me.
And maybe if the beer was more tart, had a lower pH, like it would make that apricot peach flavor pop more.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and that would make it a little more interesting.
Yeah,
in that sense.
I think I would enjoy it more if it was a bit more tart.
But as far as it's pretty refreshing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give this my favorite stamp for light beers, quality lawnmower beer.
This is the best lawnmower beer that I've had.
My favorite stamp, for light beers. Like and that's where this falls. I think summertime drinking. This is gonna be a good beer. As part of a flight, I'd enjoy it. But I think I'm going to stick with the pint as well, because I think most times I'm not going to want 2 or more of these, but I'm happy to have the one.
Yes.
So that one. So as I finish this one, Mark's pouring out the second one that we have, which is the other end of the color spectrum.
Yes, this is the next two are going to be pretty dark. This is the coconut oatmeal brown, and it's this one, there were 2 coconut ones that I've tried. I also tried the coconut doppelbock, which I liked, but that one was more coconut forward. So I decided to get something that was a little bit, a little different. just so that we could go for that. What do you think color-wise? This is it's pretty much dark brown, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you hold it up to
I
the
would
light,
say
you get a
dark
little
brown.
more color through dark brown. I mean, the light's still coming through. Sorry, I wasn't talking to the mic there.
That's okay. We still got you.
Talking in empty space as
You know,
usual.
and anybody listen to the Longbeard episode, I was muted for half of that, so
Yeah.
you didn't fuck up that bad. Yeah, so this is dark brown. There's not a ton of head on it. These are we're drinking out of very fresh growlers that were just picked up a couple hours ago. So
Some nice roasted malt character in the nose.
Yeah, that's really all I get on the nose. I don't get any coconut. I get sweet and I get roast.
Yeah.
Like I get malt sweetness and roast.
But it's definitely, I haven't tried it yet, but this is definitely a smell that if I get this, I'm going, okay, I'm interested in this. You have my attention now.
yeah, when I tasted this in the tap room, I didn't notice a lot of coconut. When I taste it now, I definitely get coconut. It is about 50% of the coconut I got from the Doppelbock, and that might be why, because I drank the Doppelbock first.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, the
I
coconut
love it.
here is kind of subtle, but it's definitely noticeable. But it's not overpowering.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing for me in this one is that the coconut flavor is constant throughout the sip. That, for me. In some of the other coconut beers that we've had, it's been an aftertaste, and other ones we've had, it's punched you in the face right up front.
Yeah.
This one is kind of a nice, I'm going to say it's a little more subtle, but constant in the background there.
See, I get coconut more up front, and then when I swallow, it kind of gets overtaken by the roast.
No, I thought it was a little more. I definitely tasted it initially, but I thought it was pretty smooth throughout the sit there. I didn't feel a big spike, but I only had one, so I'm going to try again while Justin tells us his thoughts.
I'm a little closer to Mark on it. The same thing, a nice subtle coconut that I really enjoy, and then it cleans with the roast. The roast doesn't stick around. I could drink a bunch of this. This is like when I think about balance in a beer, this is exactly what I like. I like sweetness in a beer, maltiness. In this case, it's malty, but it's more the coconut, and then that roast finish is superb.
You have the IBUs on this?
I do. It is 35, and
Okay.
it's 7.3 ABV.
Wow, it's much
Seven?
heftier than it could.
7.3, yeah.
Seven.
Sneaky
drinks,
7.
yeah.
Sneaky 7.
It definitely is a sneaky 7. So just to give background, for the coconut Doppelbock, that was like way more coconut. I mean, it was easily twice the coconut flavor. The coconut stayed around for a long time. Still very good, but I mean, I wanted to get something that was more. I thought that everyone would like. I think that especially for Kevin, I think it would have been an over-the-top coconut situation.
I'm not against coconut. It's something I like. I just feel that it's something in beers that really easily gets overdone.
Yeah,
I think it very easily can overtake the beer.
And a lot of the times when that happens, like it almost ends up tasting artificial.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it ends up tasting like they just dumped a bunch of extract in there.
Right.
This one, I think, kind of walks that line pretty well. But I will say though, just because it does come a little bit sweet, I probably won't drink too much of it. But I would go with a bomber on this one, and I'd have 2 pints of this and probably be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I'm going to go growler. This to me is one of the better. And for this, it's not. I mean, keg is tough to get to, period. But I wasn't even contemplating it because of the sweetness.
Yeah.
As much as I like it, I think that.
Nah, you couldn't.
Yeah, it's a
You
lot.
couldn't drink it every day. It's not one of those ones you want to have on. It's nice, and it's again, I think it's just delightfully light in that for what it is.
Yeah, that's a very good point when you say it's delightfully light, because when you look at it again, anybody who doesn't drink dark beer because it's heavy or it's
Right.
thick, this couldn't be farther from
Oh
the
no,
truth. I think
what
the
the-
Rusin
it's-
we had was heavier mouthfeel wise than this.
yeah. Well, I think
Definitely.
that's the wheat in
Yeah.
there that's going to
Yes.
give it that mouthfeel. And I meant to mention that, but I did like the texture for the mouthfeel on that one.
Right.
But what did they call this one, a porter or a stout?
Brown.
Brown. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think this kind of walks. It's not quite at the porter level. Like a brown is the right call there.
Yeah, definitely. It's
But
definitely roasty enough.
usually when I think of a brown, you also think of like that little bit of bite that comes with a brown ale.
Yeah, from the hop.
Right,
Yeah.
which isn't non-existent in here.
That's true, but I think that the fact that they added the coconut in there,
Right.
they probably reduced that the level of IBU on it so that you could get that. The hops probably would have crushed the coconut.
It may also be more in the vein of an English brown instead of an American brown.
That's true. I can understand that. I feel like I almost might like a little bit of, hot bite at the end of it to kind of. I know the roast is there to smooth it out, as you guys were saying that you kind of get that. But a little, for me, I think a little bit of a light hop, a little bit more hop at the end would have balanced it out.
No, I can definitely understand that. Like just having a little bit stronger bitterness to just kind of refresh your palate a little bit more and make you want to.
But now that you say English, like I think something like an English hop would be a nice addition to this beer as well.
Yeah.
Somebody say Fuggles?
Big Fuggles or Goldings.
Fuggles is probably my favorite one to say.
So because it takes me all the way to the edge. It's gonna be a growler for me.
I'm with you on the growler. I would definitely enjoy myself a growler of that one.
I've decided that if I ever get another dog, I'm gonna get Fuggles.
That's a good idea.
I feel like that's a good pooch name.
I was just saying today that I'd gone to someone's house, actually a brewing friend who had a Boston Terrier.
I love
Boston Terrier. It's my favorite dog.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
I said, wow, this one was really full.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I took the cap off and I rotated it this much and it started tripling.
So so anyway, if I think I could be talked into purchasing a Boston Terrier.
Yeah, they're kind of cool.
And for the record, for anyone out there who's like, why didn't you rescue a dog? Yes, I mean rescue a Boston Terrier. I don't mean actually buy one. I'm not into the whole puppy mill action.
Yeah.
Although if you want to yell at me for that anyway, as always, email us. We like any level of contact. We're like children that have been thrown in a Skinner box. We need some interaction here.
Yeah, we keep doing it even with that. Well, I guess we get the stimulus from the beer.
Yeah. So the last beer is it was one that you can actually, I've seen this out. It's the Imperial Stout with cherries. The one we have is special though because it's from 2015.
15?
15.
Wow, so it's 2 years old.
Yes, and so they do. You can go get this in a bomber at any fine beverage location.
Well, actually, Friday. It will pass by the time this comes out. Right? Yes.
Oh,
but they are doing a special event of a vertical tasting of various years of this beer.
Really?
On December 15th. Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be attending that.
I've had this beer numerous times.
I know you have.
I've definitely bought bombers of this one.
Oh yeah, I
have
have
brought it to numerous events because I really like it. But I don't remember. I probably had the 2015 back in 2015, but right. I don't think I've had it in a while. So I'm looking forward to it.
So this is black oak. This is dead black.
Yeah.
Totes.
Agreed.
And the nose on it is insane.
I'm a fan of this beer. I've always enjoyed it.
I definitely had it because I know you brought it places.
Right.
But I can't place it. And,
right.
Poof, I'll never forget it now.
To me, it smells a little bit.
It smells a little boozy.
Yeah, like a little more boozy than I remember it being, which, again, I haven't tried in a while, so I don't know if that's it.
Damn, it's smooth. Oh, my God. And you look at it and you say stout with cherries. I don't know, what someone would expect, but it is, you get every single flavor that you get in the stout. It's mildly roasty, and you get a really smooth, nice, like, dark cherry flavor.
Yeah, it tastes more like dark cherry, and I'm also getting a little bit of what kind of feels like oaky, like if you put it on oak, like a little bit vanilla-y kind of flavor to it.
Yeah, it does.
And then, like if you take it out on oak, this is what I would imagine. This is the kind of flavor that I would want to add to it. But yeah, even though it smells boozy, it doesn't taste boozy.
I think that flavor may actually come from the cherry pits.
Okay, I can see that.
It's 31 IBUs and 9.2% ABV.
Yeah, and this is. I'm not going to say this is a sneaky 9 because even though it's smooth, you know you're drinking.
Oh,
something
this is some higher octane stuff. but it's definitely enjoyable.
Yeah, I think that I mean, I would imagine that some of the smoothness and especially the even roast is probably from the aging.
Right.
So if you got a newer version of it, it'd probably be a little bit more roasty. And I know that it just says with cherries here, but the way I've seen it before is it's tart cherries, right?
Yeah, it's tart cherries.
Yeah, so we're losing. I mean, some I imagine some of the tartness from aging as well.
It's never. It's
the tart cherries.
from what I remember. Yeah, I mean, it's never been overly tart. Like that.
It's
not
not
to the point where you drink it like something off.
No,
Right.
it's not the. Even though they say it's tart cherries, I've always felt it would be closer
It's
to.
not 2015 Bourbon County.
Yeah. I've always expected it to be closer to black cherry than to tart cherries or things like that.
Yeah. This is I mean, I'm having like an out of body experience right now. Somebody else thought.
No, this is fantastic. It really has. I really do feel like it's mellowed together really well. It's got it still retains that cherry sweetness without becoming cloyed.
Yeah, no, I really do enjoy this beer. I don't feel like I see it in as many distributors as I used to, honestly.
Remember, you used to see that black and red.
Yeah,
black red.
and I would grab it pretty much every time I saw it.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I remember seeing it on a shelf somewhere.
This is one of those ones that I'm going to get started. I'm going to call it a bomber, just because I don't think I can drink more than that of it.
I agree
but
with you.
It gets that I want the stockpile of the bombers. I want to have 6 of them in the bottom of the fridge, so that I can, whenever I want, I can pull it out and have it there. And it might be for me, and it might be, hey, I have a friend over who enjoys beer. I'll share this with them. But I also think it's light enough that you might be able to convince somebody that isn't into the big dark beers to give this one a whirl, and they would enjoy it as well.
Definitely.
It has a lighter body to it.
Yeah, I'm going to throw out another growler on this one. This is damn close to a keg. Like, so close. Yeah, I'm going to reserve the keg. It's going to be a growler. There isn't a single thing about it that I don't like. Like, there's not one part of it. I can see this sweetness getting a little bit high, but it's an incredible beer that I'm probably now going to go buy some 2017, throw it in my beer fridge, and this might become yet another local yearly pickup that I made.
There you go.
I'm
Where do you stand, Mark?
I'm with you, Kevin. I think the bomber is the right quantity.
Yeah.
But I want several of them lined up so that I can have one bomber today, and then tomorrow, if I'm so inclined, I can have another one.
Yeah.
But given the strength of this and it's very enjoyable. But I think 22 ounces at one time is the right number.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm on the same page with you. But definitely, I think just like if you want to have, you have your go-to wines that you would want to, grab to bring to a party, I would have this as my go-to bomber to bring to a party.
Yeah.
Or bring to a bottle share, and I would feel comfortable bringing it.
Well, and that's really what this beer was for me for a long time. And then, like I said, I stopped seeing it quite so often.
Right.
And then I started picking up the brewery's Autumn Maple.
Oh, dude, that one's
which
so
is
good.
another really good one.
I think anything out of the brewery, I'm usually pretty happy to find.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not that it's hard to find, but just if it comes into my possession, I'm always happy.
At the LIBME holiday party, they did a bunch of things that benefit Toys for Tots, and one of them was $10 for $10. You had a tasting from Brian's cellar.
Right. Yeah.
Did
anything taste like tires?
No, there was no burnt tire this time. But there was only one bottle that wasn't cool. It was actually I think it was a lambic or a creek, and he pulls the cork out, and the cork, the part that went in the bottle, might have been 1/4 of an inch long.
It
was just a short ass cork. Yeah, so that wasn't good. But everything else was incredible.
It was eaten away by the acid in the beer.
I don't know what it was, but there was something from the brewery. It was a smoked sour stout, I'll at some point I'll look up which one it is. I'll put it in the show notes. Holy shit! You probably can't buy it anymore.
Yeah.
It was insanely good, like insanely good.
I believe it.
So we have a bonus beer.
Bonus beer, hooray!
And I'm looking up the episode number because oh, here we go. So, whoa, hey now. Mark aggressively pulling the.
Well, it didn't want to release from the
6-pack or the 4-pack rather.
4-pack.
Yeah, I don't like the new. I know the other ones like kill dolphins and shit, but they were way easier to deal with than the plastic ones that grab the top.
The dolphins are way delicious, so. I always liked churros, so.
Yeah, I guess so. I was going to say, when did you eat dolphin, but now it makes sense. Yeah. So on episode 47,
you know he's half Japanese.
On episode 47, we covered the LIBME chop competition, which is just like it sounds. They get basically pull ingredients out of a hat, core ingredients, and teams go and brew those beers. And so we covered the winner from this year. The winner from the previous year was what we're drinking now, which is Stash It. It's a pre-prohibition lager with chilies and ginger.
Well, looking at it is pale yellow.
Yes, this is straw.
Really, yeah, even pale straw. You can see right through it, and it's just got the nice little ribbon of head on there. Really nice. Laces pretty well.
Smell, I get one of my favorite smells.
Oh yeah, that's
chili.
That's green chili right there.
Yeah,
that and a little ginger I get.
So what I was told before I take a sip, what I was told when I purchased this is that I shouldn't be scared that it doesn't have the heat up from the peppers.
Right.
And I kiddingly said to the person that helped me, I was like, oh, you should put it back then because I wanted to hurt my face.
It really, you get green, fresh chopped chili in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you get chili flavor without chili heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you get.
Yeah. It's not my thing. I'm sorry.
Without the heat?
No, not without the heat.
I
think if it had the heat, it would probably be less.
I would probably like it better with the heat to balance it out, but it tastes exactly like raw chili, which to me is I'm not interested in raw chili. I want the chili in what I'm cooking, and I want it to be it tastes unfinished. It tastes raw. It tastes uncooked, unfinished.
It needs to be cooked or pickled.
Even though I'll put them on things just because they're ubiquitous and you find them all over the place. I'm not even the biggest fan of pickled jalapenos.
Okay.
I get them when I go to a sandwich shop because they're there, and they don't usually have a better option.
Right.
But this one just tastes I don't know. It's failing for me.
I really like it. I wish that it was hurting my face. I want some capsaicin in there just because I'm me.
Right.
But I'm actually pretty impressed that they have the flavor of the chili without any of the heat.
Yes, so strong or forward the flavor of the chili too.
I will say that I'm not a ginger fan, and typically if there's ginger in there, it's going to kind of light up my mouth. But I don't know if it's just mellow or what it is. But I couldn't identify it as ginger. I would have just said that this is a chili beer.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can't discern ginger separate from the green uncooked chili flavor.
It definitely could be adding some complex element of flavor that I'm just not able to pick out, which is totally cool.
Yeah, I don't get the ginger in there either, but it almost comes off to me almost in the same sense of a really grassy IPA. And that's not really the style of IPA that I enjoy.
That's interesting. It kind of does.
But I don't get the hop bite from it.
Right.
Which is probably why I don't find it offensive the way you do.
Right, but to me they're close enough.
It is grassy, you're right.
And that's just not my thing. I took a second sip of it, and it's just not going to be for me. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I always feel bad because I know how much effort and energy goes into making a beer and crafting a recipe. So I always feel bad about not like I'm not enjoying it, but when something like this is just not going to be my style, so I'm not going to really enjoy it. For me, this is a taster, and it's got to stay that way.
Yeah, for me, this is a bomber. If it had more heat, honestly, if it had heat, it would probably be growler.
Right.
And it's fascinating to me. I love when we get a beer that someone goes taster and someone else is going growler or keg. Like it doesn't happen for us very often.
No.
So it's fun that when I pick a beer like that. But I can see, especially coming from the chop competition, like you go. I don't know which ones were picked, but I'm assuming that it was probably.
Well, they pick a base style and then they pick 2 ingredients.
So probably ended up being pre-prohibition lager with chilies and ginger.
Right.
So getting those things together,
Pardon me.
That's quite right. Probably threw them for a loop, but this is a great combination of things that you wouldn't necessarily think of.
Yeah, I mean, especially for pick things out of a hat, they definitely made a solid beer, and I agree with you, Justin. If there was heat here, I would definitely rate it higher, but without the heat, like, I'm just gonna stick at the pint. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it's just, if you tell me there's chilies in something, I want some heat.
I agree with you.
Even like my high baby this year, it turned out not very strong, but like even as you drink it, you'll get like a little bit of warmth in your throat. Like
that one came out really good. Thank you for sharing that with me last week.
I don't get anything like that from this beer, so I'm a little disappointed.
Well, yes, but at the same time, you can sort of understand even for a can release that's only coming from the tasting room. They're trying. I understand they're trying to make it more appealing for mass, and not a lot of people are into the heat as much as we are.
No, I get that, but like again, you could keep it really, really low, really light.
Yeah.
Rather than there just isn't any.
Yeah, everything doesn't need to be atomic level heat.
Liar.
I know that goes against your soul, Justin, but
I know in the beer world, people generally talk about the lupulin shift, where supposedly if you drink a lot of beer, like you become like desensitized to the hop bitterness and you crave more of it, which I don't buy into, but
not
like you have that going on with capsaicin.
Oh, I definitely do. Listen, it's because I've gone. Like, I guess what I did, to equate it to beer, is I went out and basically drank a bunch of like 190 to 380 IBU beers by eating, Ghost Chilies and Carolina Reapers and all sorts of other shit.
Right.
That I have no sensitivity, because when you're like, I get a little tickle in the back of my throat from the high baby, I'm like, I don't know, I taste peach.
It tastes like candy to me.
You're right. Yeah, I get nothing, but I'm definitely of the mind that if you tell me there's chilies in the beer, that I want to know they're there. And I knew they were there, and I was also prepared because I was told there was no heat for that flavor, and that's why I was so, like, you hit the nail right on the head, that you could definitely identify that as grassy if you didn't, follow all the way through with, with knowing and asking or anything. So it's pretty interesting, but, this stash is an example of why, Blue Point is cool. They came in and, they're fucking massive. Like, for people who don't know.
Yeah, they really are.
Like, yes, the new building is really big. What they have now, the place might not be that big. They have so many fermenters in there, and they're fucking huge. They're 30 barrels.
Yeah, they have the big warehouse in the back there with all those big fermenters.
Maybe they're 15, but either way, they're enormous.
I think they're 30.
Yeah, they're enormous. And I would, they also, I believe it's for 2 years in a row, but at least this past year, brewed gave their facility to do the Craft Cares beer.
Right. For
charity. And, allowed schlubs like us to come inside wearing a stupid hard hat and take pictures, Definitely, obviously they are owned by AB InBev, but they seem really cool. And they've always been very nice.
In addition to that, they also yearly host the Big Brew Day.
Right.
Which is, American Homebrewers Association event. That's, I think, the first Saturday in May every year.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make that this year.
Right.
So, I mean, It like everything, just be educated, know where your money's going, and then, make your own decision as to who you want to give your money to.
Indeed. So, before we say cheers, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. This will be our pre-Christmas episode.
A happy Hanukkah to everybody as well.
Absolutely.
Joyous Kwanzaa to anyone who celebrates. I believe Diwali has passed, but I hope you had a delightful Diwali. Anything else already?
Festivus.
Oh yeah, Festivus.
For the rest of us, there's Festivus.
Yes.
And I hope it's for the best of us.
Absolutely. Whatever you happen to be celebrating, cheers.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers.